And welcome back to our round 7, final round of Swiss. We had a couple of delays getting the next round started, but we are all good to go now. Just getting our players set up at the stream table. Max, how did we find last round?
Yeah, last round was pretty cool. We got to see white versus yellow, which was a matchup we hadn't seen yet, and we just saw how controlling white could be.
Yeah.
But this is going to be the first round for a while. We are not going to be seeing white on stream. So I had a quick look. We will be seeing a purple, I believe, versus a red deck. It's great to see another red deck jump on stream. Hopefully we'll be able to see a Saga on stream. That'll be really cool.
Well, considering it is Jason on stream, I'm sure he would have that Saga rare. I know he loves to have the higher rarity cards. But yeah, while we are getting started, Max, how are you finding the visuals that we've been provided for this game?
Man, I've been so pleased with some of the visuals we've seen. I believe each of the pack art spirits have got their own visual with them, which is just an amazing thing to see. Props to Bandai for organising this for our stream. We're really grateful to have it.
100%. And just some of the visuals that we've been provided, the Supernova, Seagwerb, Dragon Nova, whatever the hell you're going to call it, that's got its own visual as well, and that's like the most intense one. You got a bunch of your little dragons running around with some crystals shooting in their backs, and just really, really cool. But my God, Max, isn't it cold right now?
Oh, it is a bit freezing, but we are heading into our last round of Swiss, so this is a very important round. We have a lot of players playing to get into our top cut, because it is only a top 8. So we have about over 100 players playing in total, with only 8 of them being able to go in to this final top cut after our break. But this last game that we've got on stream, which we're getting started shortly, will be a win and in, I believe, for this top cut, because they were on table 3, and the winner will most definitely be able to secure their top 8 spot, but the loser will probably drop out.
Definitely, and I can definitely see, it's sort of going to be a bit rough, for the players that aren't able to make it. But you still can't say it isn't a great accomplishment for them to come here and do as well as they've done, because I'm sure they'll still get top 16, and it's an amazing accomplishment for a game that isn't even out yet.
Yeah, definitely. And the prize support for all the way up until top 64 is amazing. So most of the people who have come here for this tournament will walk away with some amazing compensation for their play throughout the tournament. And we do see, just looking out into the tables now, a lot of concentrated faces looking for their win and into the top cut, and it looks like we will be able to get started very shortly with this round 7 game.
And the brilliant thing is as well, I've not seen many people actually drop from the tournament. It seems that everyone here playing has got a genuine interest in playing the game, and it's just here to play. Yes, they're here to play for the money, but at the end of the day, they have a love for this game and they just want to continue playing it, which I find is quite amazing, because you don't see that every day in card games.
Yeah, definitely. It is quite cool to see a large event with a very low dropout rate, and hopefully our side events will get a large number of people joining as well, which will be happening after our break today.
Definitely will. We won't be covering the side events though. We will be covering the top cut, which will be top 8. So we'll get 3 rounds of top 8, which will go from top 8, top 4 to top 2. And then we'll be able to crown our winner. And we will get a player interview if we can for the top 8 matches, if we have enough time. We'd like to get a player interview for each of the top 8 for and winner if we can.
Yeah, definitely. It will be a good one to see. And even if we've got time today, we may try get a interview with our players. But we are ready, it seems, to start our round 7 game. So as I said before, this is going to be the winning in to top 8. And I believe we have Jason here on the left playing the red deck with... I'm sorry, I'm going to butcher the name. The player on the right is playing purple.
Definitely don't want to be butchering names here, but yeah, the purple player on the right, I believe, is what he's going to be playing. You can see the purple cards in there, speeding through those cards in hand.
Yeah, I believe they are his part of the group of players that came down from Hong Kong who have been playing the game for a little bit. So we will be seeing a very fast style of play from him, because he's just comfortable with the mechanics of the game and the play style. So we will try and keep up with him as much as we can, but it may be a bit difficult as we see the first spirit come down here to signify the start of our
final round of Swiss.
Yeah, that's the one, round 7.
Now, I do believe that the battle spirits of our game that was launched in Japan is, it's different, but it is similar to Battle Spirit Saga. So the players in Japan and, say, China who have been playing that game for a while would have a bit of an edge, I believe, over some of our competitors here today, which is, why it sort of makes sense for some players from overseas to come down and, compete in our event.
Yeah, and as we see, the player on the right has the spirit, which will draw a card when destroyed if it does have that soul core on it. So we do see that soul core remain there for now.
And Jason playing one of his dinos, lovely dinos, which I'm going to get into very soon because they are very, very cool cards.
Yes, and this dinosaur has a really cool effect, which is if treat this spirit as a level 3 if you have 2 or fewer spirits on your field. So right now, this is a 6,000 BP spirit with only 1 spirit on the field, which is crazy to think about.
And especially as with that being, one spread on the field, the player on the right can just swing and Jason can block it and immediately kill it. There's not much that, we won't be able to kill with that spirit, but it will also provide the purple player a draw. So Jason's got that, worry about it having to, play it or not.
Yeah, and we do see charge draw here come down for Jason. Because he has 2 red spirits on the field, the cost will be reduced by 2, so he just gets to play that 4-2. And we see a Nexus in Jason's hand. We see one of the big 8-drop red boss monsters in Jason's hand as well.
I can't remember its name, but it does look like a mecha beast, as I would say. Definitely not a mecha beast, but it looks like one to me.
I believe it would be the Jurassic King Gigana Rex that is currently in Jason's hand.
And it's an amazing looking card as well, let's be real.
It most definitely is. We do see the Volcanic Canyon, I believe that is, that come down from Jason, which allows him to draw that extra card at the start of his draw phase, and then he will be forced to discard one of the cards.
Yes, which is also going to help Jason cycle through his deck, which red really needs, because you want to be able to see all of your big red bombs, especially with the other 8 costs that heals you back to 5. You want to be seeing that right away.
Yeah, and we do see the Burning Force here in Tsu's hand, which will be able to remove that Nexus from play if he so pleases.
We do see the Camelot Knight as well that will have Curse, so we'll be able to kill any card that blocks it if it has a Soul Core on it. So one of those very strong purple cards.
Yeah, we do just see the pass here, though, after the Nexus is destroyed. As we said, that Nexus does allow a lot of strong value, and one of Red's plays that really wants to be able to pull off every game, you do need to see 2 pieces, so being able to cycle through your deck is extremely important.
Exactly. Now, are we able to see what that Gigano Rex actually is, what it does? Because I'm very curious. I know it is a good card, but I can't recall from the top of my head.
Of course, so the Gigano Rex has 4 different effects on it, which is extremely strong. It has a when summoning the spirit from your hand, you may count each symbol on your pterosaurs or Emperor Beast spirits on your field as 2 symbol reductions when calculating cost. So it can come down to a 2 cost, which is extremely strong. It has a effect which is live on all 3 levels. If you only have pterosaurs or Emperor Beast spirits on the field, you get to treat it as a level 3. So I'm sure Jason has built his deck around this and wanting as many of these pterosaurs and Emperor Beast spirits. And then we have a level 2 and 3. While the spirit attacks, it has Confront, which means if it can be blocked, it must be blocked. And then it's when attacking on the level 3, all of your spirits gain 3,000 BP during the turn.
I find Confront an incredibly strong effect as well, because if you can boost your spirit by a lot of BP, and your opponent only has that one character that they want, because they wanted to keep up, they're forced to basically let it die.
Yeah, it definitely is a super strong effect.
And we do see the Nebula Dragon Andromeda in Jason's hand as well. There we go, being played. Another one of those incredible red cards from the starter decks. Puts a lot of value in for red.
Yeah, so that does have the when summoned effect, you're going to destroy a 3,000 BP spirit or less. And we do see the destruction of the play on the right's spirit. However, that spirit does draw a card when destroyed if it had the soul core attached.
That's right. Now, we will see Jason possibly going into swing a couple of damages this turn. He may opt to keep a couple up, but in this instance, I don't think he will. I think he'll just draw for 3 damage.
Yeah, definitely. It's not too much pressure for a clap back here, unless we see something like 5 Camelots come down or something crazy along those lines. But we do see a couple Camelots in the hand, but I do not think that is where we're going. And we'll see the Nebula Dragon stay active in case we need a blocker for the turn.
Yeah, definitely well played by Jason.
Yep. Additionally, you don't want to be able to give purple too many too many cores, as it maybe allow them to go into their combo, as we do see one of the big combo pieces
We
in
do.
the hand, which is the Infernal King. And I believe all those spirits on Jason's side only have one core on them, so if he's able to play it, he will just be able to remove the entire field, as well as gaining 3 cores, I believe, 1 for each destroyed
That's
creature.
right. And he does have 9 cores on it active as well. So he is able to actually just pay 8 for the Infernal King Curse Dragon and clear Jason's board, which could be the play at this stage, to be honest.
And we're having a count of our cores, so it may be a play. I know I would definitely love to see that lineup play because it's extremely aggressive, but it is also potentially a little bit greedy, but I do like those type of plays.
Definitely is. Just calculating the amount of cores I have, because it is a tough decision. Having 3 spirits on board and possibly not being able to play too many things, it's going to be tough for the purple player to get through Jason's board.
Yeah, so just counting the spirits out, we will see...
No, we don't know.
Just having a quick chat here. Cool. All right, we're going to see the Camelot Knight come down, one of the strongest cards in purple that we see in all the purple decks. It is just this little 1-cost attacking spirit which can gain curse.
Basically, as we said yesterday, it's a kamikaze. It's a Cyberman, basically.
Yes, we do like those references here, Tyson.
All right, and with only 7 cores left, we can still play that Nebula Dragon, I believe. Oh, no, we won't be able to. We won't have enough cores on field.
Yeah, you won't have the core to be able to keep the Infernal Beast King alive, but we will see it come down, and we're just going to... Oh, that play! He's paying the cost of the Camelot to potentially get another spirit on him. I think that's exactly what we just saw there.
Wow, okay, that's an incredible play. And Jason just looking at his burst, trying to see if he has an effect he can use. Now ramping 3 additional cores is really, really huge.
Yeah, so I think we just kind of played the Camelot for the sake of playing the Camelot there. But we do see 4 cores come down here.
All right. We've got a swing here from the purple player, Jason going down to 4 life. And just a quick pass. Jason does have enough cores to be able to build up a really, really big board. And I see a lot of small, 1 or 2 cost cards there. So he could be able to just go, oh, I'm going to play 4 or 5 cards and just swing at you.
Yeah, definitely. But we do see on the player at the right, I believe that is an absolute ice shield in his burst, in which case he can take 1 life, and then he can use all the cores besides 1 on his Infernal King Dragon to be able to survive the turn.
Yeah, definitely could be able to. Now, Jason is also just going to go hard, and he plays the Gigano Rex as well.
Yeah, so that will cost 4, I believe, because those skilllesses are the cheaper ones that come down.
That's right. With the absolutely insane amount of effects that this Gigano Rex has, we're not going to read him again. We'll just let Jason play out his turn. It is a lot.
Yeah, so I believe these little 1-cost skilllesses are the... I'm not even going to pronounce them, but they are pterosaurs, which is what is the important part. So we will see this come down, and then we'll see the Absolute Ice Shield pay the 1 plus the 4 cores to end the attack phase, which is what I was suggesting earlier.
Now, we don't see another one in his hand unless he's drawn that one there for turn, which actually might have done so. Yes, he's drawn another one for turn.
That is amazing.
That's incredible. Just the sheer luck that you need to be able to draw that. I can't believe it.
Yeah, and then we will see the Purple Smoke Valley come down, as well as the Dark Knight Mordred, which on play will remove, I think it's 2 from a Exhausted Spirit, which is what we see come down to remove the Terror King there.
Alrighty. We've got purple with the Nexus down, 2 spirits on board. Definitely going to be a tough situation for Jason here, but we've seen people come back from worse situations. The Gigano Rex was a bit of a tough loss, but with 2 cards in hand, he should be able to pull this back.
Yeah, and there's a really cool combo that you can do here with the Infernal King and the Dark Knight, where the Infernal King will remove all but 1 core from a spirit when it attacks, and then the Dark Knight will be able to select one of your opponent's spirits and remove a core from it on attack. So it is a very cool 2-card combo that we can see to essentially remove any if they both attack. And additionally, we have this starter deck card that we were talking about earlier in the day, the Assassin come down, which has Curse if it's a level 2 or 3, and if it's a level 3, when the Spirit attacks and it has the Soul Core, it gets a draw card.
And now we've got 4 attacks on board, and Jason losing his only other blocker on field. This is going to be tough. If Jason has a Blast Ice Shield in his burst, that's great. But before he was looking at it, so it might not actually be a burst Ice Shield.
Yeah, it does look like he wants to keep that 1 life, but we will go for the swing with the Assassin here. And Jason is thinking over his decisions, having a quick think of what he can do. There is enough attacks to present game here. We will take it and not go for the core. The Camelot Knight will swing here, and this is Jason's last chance to use the burst if it's an Absolute Ice Shield. Jason will take it, and it is the Blast Bomb, I believe it's called.
Yep, he's getting rid of 2 cards and returning 1 to hand. So he gets rid of his Nexus and returns the Dragon to hand.
Yeah, so Dream Bomb. And it has allowed there to be a chance for Jason to win if that's not an Absolute Ice Shield within his...
And we do know it is an Absolute Ice Shield, unfortunately, for Jason.
Yes.
So we're going to see the game wrap up pretty fast here once Jason does end his turn.
Yeah, it is cool to see, though, Jason running Dream Bomb in a red deck. So it does cost 5, so you don't get any cost reduction because you're not playing white, but it is a very strong effect, and it can act similar to an Absolute Ice Shield by removing one of your opponent's spirits in the middle of a battle.
That's right. Now, Jason being a seasoned card game player, he has done well across multiple different TCGs. I'm sure Jason has a reason for playing all these different cards in red that we aren't able to understand. And Dream Bomb being one of those cards that is just really incredible to stop a turn for a bit.
Yeah, it looks like Jason's pretty much just said, I am going to attack, and if there's Absolute Ice Shield, I lose. That's cool. If there's not, I'm in a pretty rough spot because he's only has 2 cards in hand, and it looks like that there's only 1 core available. So we'll do it, we'll pop it, we'll use the effect, and I don't know whether we're actually going to pay for it here because that will remove virtually all our things, and Jason's just going to scoop it up on the...
Just going against
Going to game 2, it doesn't matter if our player on the right pays for it or not because Jason still did not have enough attacks to go for game. And he knew he didn't have enough cards in hand to be able to present the situation here.
Exactly. And look, it just seems that the purple player drew an incredible hand going into that game. So I'm hoping to see Jason be able to pull it back a little bit on the next game and go for a game 3, which is going to be very exciting if we can get there.
Yeah, definitely. And as we said before, this is a win and in type scenario. So both of these players have a lot on the line for this game.
They definitely do. So it's going to be a rough one for whoever loses here, but they will also still be able to make it into the top 16. So they're not losing out on much here.
No, they are just losing out for the potential to play for the $10,000. Tyson, that's not much at all.
I'm trying to downplay it here. I don't want to make them feel bad.
But we definitely did see a very competitive game there from these 2 players, and we're excited to see what comes down. I did think we saw some Nexuses get sided in on the right here, and Jason's just having a quick shuffle through his deck so we can see what cards Jason has. Of course, you can see those Star Blessed draws in the deck. See a couple more of these white Magic cards, but it looks like Jason wants to side out. Yeah, he wasn't very impressed with how they played, and I kind of understand that. In the purple matchup, I think you got to go a little bit faster as the red player. So taking out these cards, which kind of help in the slower games, is a relatively good idea.
All right, just finishing up shuffling their decks and moving forward with the game. So we should be seeing the game 2 start pretty soon. Very fast shuffling. As I said yesterday, I still can't get this fast shuffling. It's incredibly fast.
Yeah, I think one of these days on stream, Tyson, we're going to have like a little shuffling expedition. See if we can get some professional magicians to come out and shuffle some decks for you.
Definitely would be cool. I do watch a lot of shuffling videos on YouTube. A big fan of card tricks and all that sort of stuff. I can't do them myself, though. I try. It just doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm the same. It is magnificent. What some people can do with a deck of cards in their hand. However, I do not have the skills, nor the time, nor the patience to be able to practice and get there myself.
Maybe one day, Max.
Maybe one day. All right, we do see the opening hands, and I believe that is the 8-cost Sequim Nova in Jason's hand, as well as a 6-cost Nebula. So Jason can still play the 8-cost on by sacrificing the Nebula Dragon. However, it will not get the full effect.
Yeah, Jason probably opting to get rid of that hand there, because it does seem like it was a bit of a harsh one to play through.
Yeah, so yeah, Jason's going to get rid of the hand, and he's going to draw a nearly identical hand there.
That's very rough for Jason on this end here.
And
but we have seen Jason come back from other situations, and I'm very certain that he'll be able to pull through.
He's got nothing more, man.
Yes,
So we see the Starblast draw come down, and then we see a burst card get placed and a pass over to Jason's turn.
Beautiful. Now, Starblast draw is very strong, as we've seen, being able to draw 2 cards, especially in purple, because purple seeing more of its deck, it's going to be able to see more of its adds to red.
Yep, and we do see this dinosaur come down again, which is considered to be a level 3 when there's only when there's 2 or less spirits, I believe, in play.
Definitely a great play from Jason, being able to play that 6K, because it's just going to end up being it's an identical turn to the purple player. So now Jason's got a choice. He can either attack or let it die and be able to let him draw a card.
Yeah,
or
definitely.
keep a blocker.
It's pretty funny when you see the identical turn 1 and turn 2 happen at the start of these games.
That's right.
We do see the 6-cost in the purple player's hand, which is able to remove all cores from all of your opponent's spirits besides 1. So it leaves 1 core on all of your opponent's spirits, which is one of the 2-card combos. We see the Volcanic Canyon come down for Jason, which is the card that lets him cycle at the start of each of his turns.
That's right. It does look like the purple player has that red card in hand to kill that Nexus again, which we're going to see probably next turn, because it is a rough Nexus to deal with. I'm sure the purple player is happy to lose a turn to killing a Nexus rather than letting his opponent see more of his deck.
Yeah, definitely, because this is definitely a long matchup between red and purple, so being able to remove your purple's cards. And we just see the Nexus be bounced to hand with that blast bomb from our burst there.
Seems like the purple player has taken a page out of Jason's book and played the Dream Bomb himself.
Yeah, and we do see a card get set, and I believe that was the Absolute Ice Shield that we saw come down there.
Yes, that was. Okay, so that Nexus is now gone.
And we use
spirits. That is just very, very rough.
Yes, we use the Core Drain, which can remove up to 3 spirits from an exhausted spirit.
That's very rough.
Yeah, so it is a very good card, but unlike Core Theft, it can be only used during your main phase, so it doesn't have a flash effect as removal. It does have a flash effect which gains 2,000 BP, which is something we haven't seen here today, Tyson. We haven't seen many players use this mid-battle BP to kind of, flash back and forth between each other to be able to one-up each other to see which of the spirits survives, which is quite interesting. I thought it would be a bit more of a component we'll see throughout the day's tournament.
That's right. And it looks like we're probably going to see Jason play down another one of the Tyrannoids. Maybe even play his Nexus as well, but we will probably see that Nexus get destroyed the next turn by that other card we have in the purple player's hands.
Yeah, by the Burning Force. However, we will also see another spirit come down, and it looks like we're just going to see the canyon come down as well. And we have 2 cores on our dinosaur Paranoid, which gives it a little bit more protection against purple, and we will not be attacking this turn.
Beautiful.
So I think Jason there was a little bit worried there was another blast bomb to remove his Volcanic Canyon for another turn in a row, so it doesn't attack. So it's a very good mental play by Sue here.
And Jason's going to get a Rude Awakening here with that card there, killing his Nexus.
And I think we saw a little bit of a chuckle from Jason. Just, no matter what I can do, this Nexus can't survive.
Yes, it's just an incredibly tough game for Jason right now. We can see that both players' hands are, somewhat decent, but purple just has so much.
Yeah, definitely. And from the look from the purple player's hands, his hand doesn't seem too strong at the moment. So one of the things Jason could just decide to do is, you know what, I'm going to go wide and I'm going to see whether he can deal with what I'm doing. Because he doesn't have enough to play for an Absolute Ice Shield at the moment. So in theory, Jason could go for like 3 or 4 attacks to get him down to that 1 life.
Essentially, yeah, he's going to have to take himself down to 2 life to be able to activate that Absolute Ice Shield without killing his spirits. Jason looking like he's going to try and play another one of the Rexes. And opting to play the White Spirit instead. We did see that a couple of times yesterday. That was one of the stronger ones in white. I can't recall the effect though, Max. Would you be able to pull that one up?
Yeah, so that is the card which that spirit, as well as the spirit with the soul core, cannot have its cores removed.
Ah, that's right, yeah. So very good purple hate.
Yes, so it looks like it's probably one of Jason's sideboard cards that he has put in. And one of the things I love about Battle Spirit is how splashable these cards are. Sure, you won't get the cost reduction, but some of these games go late, and you can just hard play these cards without reducing their costs at all.
That's right.
So as I said earlier, it looks like Jason may just go for the I have more spirits than you, I'm going to go wide. I see you don't have enough cores to play for your Absolute Ice Shield.
That's right. Probably going to go swing with the 2 little guys first, trying to get those attacks in.
Yeah, trying to bait out one of those blockers, because even just getting 1 damage through is kind of worth it, and then leaving the rest up.
So it looks like Jason's put the Soul Core on one of the Raptors there instead of leaving it on the Tyrannoid, which is, it's sort of either at this stage because they aren't really doing a whole lot, either of them. So they're sort of just the same sort of cards at this stage.
Yeah, definitely. I do find it a little bit surprising, but at the same time, that big Tyrannoid is not a level 3 currently because there is too many spirits on Jason's side of the field, so he's probably just thought it's not really worth it me trying to keep it around.
That's right.
So it looks like we're going to attack 3, and we are going to take it. And it looks like Suit needs 1 more core to be able to play for the Absolute Ice Breath, or he will have to destroy his spirit that's on the field.
That's right. Now, that's the real question. Does he want to go for it? But no, he's actually just going to pass turn, Jason will, allowing Sue to start, the purple player, I can't pronounce his name, the purple player to jump on with 3 life.
Yeah, definitely.
Looks like a couple of Nexuses in hand.
Yeah, it looks like we're just going to see the 2 purple valleys come down. So it's going to be a total cost of, looks like he's paid 6 for them, as well as the core theft come down, where Sue's allowed to discard some cards from hand to remove cores from one of Jason's spirits. So he's going to discard 1
and draw 2.
to draw 2 cards. So even though core theft makes you lose cards in hand, with these purple smoke valleys out, it really just gains value.
Definitely does. So he's just gone net 0 at this stage. He hasn't lost cards in hand, he hasn't gained cards in hand. It's all just the same.
Yeah, but he has been able to remove one of his opponent's spirits from the field. So Jason, though, has a lot of cores going into this turn. I think it's like 5 or 6 cores, and with the 2 red spirits he has, he can go relatively wide this turn.
That's right. As well as the purple player only having 3 cores on the field, he's gonna be forced to take the 1 life and potentially just kill his own spirit to stay alive.
Yeah, definitely. It can be quite an aggressive thing from Jason here. However, the other play that we can see here is the block come down first, and then we can take 1 life and then let it survive. But it is definitely an awkward situation to be in nonetheless.
That's right. Just doing some mental math here by Jason.
Yeah, Jason does only have 3 cards in hand, so he can't do too much. We do see that Star Blessed draw in his hand to be able to draw 2 cards to try and see some more cards. I believe that is the 6 cost Nova in hand and the 8 cost Terra.
That is.
Unfortunately, it's not the other 8 cost, because that would have been a beautiful combination to see come down here. However, Jason is still on 4 life, so gaining 1 life isn't as good as being able to gain 3 life.
That's right. And with the 8 cost Gigano Rex, he should be able to play that one for pretty cheap if he's able to get out the 6 cost as well. Might be able to get those 4 or 5 attacks on field.
Yeah, definitely, and just pressuring the field with all these attacks is always a good thing to do. However, Jason will kind of like show his hand that he doesn't have too much cards in hand, but we will see the big guy come out here. So his cost will be reduced by 4 because each of those will reduce it by 2 due to the passive effect on that.
That's correct.
Spirit here.
So the purple player just making sure it's all happening correctly.
Yeah, so just a quick reiteration, your Pterosaurs and Emperors will count as 2 symbols when looking at cost reduction, and both our Little Skill List and the Tyrannoid are Pterosaurs.
2 cores left. Jason's going for the Starburst draw in the burst area by the looks of it. And is he passing turn? No, he's
I think
not.
we should at least see one attack, hopefully, from the big 8 cost that we have on the field, the King Gigano Rex. Because it should be treated as level... it won't be treated as level 3 because we do have the white spirit on the field, which will ignore that effect on Rex.
And there we go. He's going to let the Rex just sort of stay alive with that white spirit, thankfully. So he's going to be able to keep that alive without any issues.
Yeah, ideally we'll see 2 swings come down here with the 2 red spirits first, trying to force those blocks out, and then we can see the bigger spirits attack later, or we could see the Gigano Rex attack first here.
Yes, on the,
That's right.
Level 2, he's got to the front.
I think I'd be happy to see anything but the white spirit attack first. Just having a quick chat with the players about some things. It seems like we've had a couple of the top tables. Actually, one of the top tables has already finished. So that is one player who is definitely locked into top 8 today, which is very exciting to see. And we've got a bunch of other players still playing their intense games to try to decipher who will make top 8.
And a very good, good show from them. Now we're going to see that, I keep forgetting the name, but it's going to remove some cores from the spirits. Which will most likely save him.
Yeah, so we'll see the Core Thief come down. So we'll draw 2 cards, and then after the block, this other spirit will die, so it will draw another card. So getting so many draw effects off here, which is where purple can really take control of the game, because it has so many cards in hand. And then we're also going to see a Deadly Balance come down to destroy, it looks like the other rested, the other exhausted spirit.
Now, Jason's got a tough decision here. Does he want to attack with the white spirit, or does he want to keep it up as a blocker? Personally, I feel like he'd want to sort of just attack with it, so you can just get that damage in, but who knows?
Yeah, I'll definitely agree. But Jason is doing the smart thing here, and he's counting how many cores his opponent has to see whether it's really worth it to give that extra core, and he's definitely taking a decent second to mull it over, and he's decided that that one extra core could be quite a big swing, so he has given it the pass.
Definitely. Now, Jason was in a comfortable position, but now he's sort of more in a rough stage here, as he only has 1 card in hand. And that 1 card, I don't believe that was any sort of insane card there. He does have the Starburst draw that is set down in his burst area, but it depends on if he will play any on time.
Yeah, so I believe that was the Dragon Thunder Sigwam.
Imperial Thunder Dragon Seagworm.
Yeah, that is left in Jason's hand here. And it looks like we have a when summon effect. Jason going to mull over. He's going to use his Star Bless draw, and he's probably going to pay the cost of 3 to draw the 4 cards. So draw 2, then pay the cost of 1, 2, and then Jason's thinking whether to pay the cost, I think. Yep, 1, 2, 3, get moved over to draw 2 more cards. So that is, Jason's hand just went from 1 card to, I believe, 6.
6 or 5 cards, which is pretty huge. Oh yeah, 6. He did get that white spirit return to hand.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
And then on swing here, that Dark Knight Mordred will be able to remove another core from that, so it has completely cleared Jason's board.
Yeah, an incredible play from the purple player. He's just been able to control Jason's board so efficiently in the last 2 games.
Yeah, he's been very aggressive though, with only 2 cores available. That Absolute Ice Shield in his burst area will only be able to return the life. It won't be able to stop the turn unless we get 2 more cores down, but that could be the end of the game. So
potentially, and I don't see any cards that are actually able to be played on the purple player's hand there, so he might be able to just pull this out.
Yeah.
Jason does have quite a few cores.
At this point, the player on the right, however, is able to sacrifice his creature once 1 life has been taken, and that will be the 4 to stop the turn. However, there will be no spirits on the field at that point.
That's right. Now, Jason with 11 or 12 cores, being able to go in here, might be able to play a couple of big dudes. And he does have 2 of those white spirits as well, so he might be able to stop some effects going off. A lot of attacks by the looks of it in Jason's hand.
Yeah, we will see how Jason decides to play it. He has that white spirit that can come down to try to get a bit of protection. I think I would see a Burning Force as well in Jason's hand, but Jason has no cost reduction on the field at the moment due to the amount of removal that we have seen from the purple player.
That's right. Jason just taking a little bit to mull it over because it is a very tough decision at this stage. This is sort of his his battle for his tournament life. Will he be able to stay in it and go into top 8, or will he have to concede and end up going to the top 16?
Yeah, I hope Jason has a little bit of a comeback in him, as we did see him extremely excited when we were able to tell him that he was being featured on the stream match.
He was. I definitely want to see a game 3 here so we can have more of an exciting match for you, especially you guys, the viewers. Because it is always, you want to see more gameplay. You just don't want to see a 2-0 and done.
Yeah, we do see Jason come down with the card where his opponent's reading, which I wish I could read because I'm not sure what we have coming down here. I will try find it. So that looks like the Divine Halbert Dragon Arc, which has a effect with all 3 players. Neither player's life can be reduced by an attack with a spirit of 2,000 or fewer BP, which is an extremely interesting effect to see come down. Additionally, when the spirit attacks, if it's a level 2 or 3, select one of your opponent's spirits with 2,000 or fewer BP and destroy it.
That's right. Now he's going to play an on play effect. Sorry, he's now drawn his 3rd Absolute Ice Shield as well.
That's just so much protection that we can see here. And the great thing about Absolute Ice Shields is you can be extremely aggressive with your spirits, just knowing I can rely on my Absolute Ice Shields.
100% you can.
But one of the things you got to note is how much power these spirits have, such that if you're attacking, are you just letting them block for free and gain value?
Just figuring out how many calls we want on them at this stage. I'm not too sure what that other card on the right does there, if it has multiple cores when it's level 2 or 3. Would you be able to pull it up and find out, Max?
Is that the purple one?
Yes.
That would be our Dark Knight Mordred. It has the when attacking effect to remove a core, but because of the white spirit on the field, we cannot remove any of the cores. However, when it has 5 cores, it will be a level 6. Sorry, a 6,000 BP at level 3.
Oh, I see then. No worries.
And then we also have our Assassin come down here from the purple player, which if it has a red core, the soul core on it, which it does when it attacks, it gets a draw card, which is a very strong effect.
I just keep looking at the purple player's hand, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and better and better. With those ice shields, it's just an insane amount of value. He's got 2 Camelot Knights, 2 ice shields, and it looks like one of his big bombs. Maybe an 8 cost there from the one of the pack arts.
Yeah, those 2 ice shields in hand means he has so many turns he can just survive off the back of ice shields. And we do have to remember that you can use the cores on the spirits to pay the cost for ice shield. So we have at least 4 available cores on these spirits, which will not destroy the spirits if we were to take them off.
That's correct. Now, it looks like Jason's just deciding if he wants to block here or not. But it is a tough decision. He doesn't have any burst effect happening, so no ice shields in hand, nothing in burst, but his opponent is just got an incredible position right now.
No.
He's just taking the life.
Jason going down to 2 life here. If 1 more damage comes through, Jason is not able to rely on Absolute Ice Shields if he does draw on them to stop an entire turn.
That is right. It doesn't look like it. He's just going to block that one, going to kill his spirits, and his opponent is going to swing in for that 1 last damage if it can.
Yeah, just swinging in. Getting your opponent down to 1 is such an important point to get your opponent down to, because it means these ice shields will not stop turns.
Now, we do need to remember, though, that in red, you can actually go back up to 5 life with that 2-card combo you've got. Jason doesn't have it, but he may be able to draw into it.
Yeah, Jason does have 1 of the 2 pieces, which is pretty cool to see. And we're just seeing what's happening at the moment with these 2 players, just deciding what to do with this attack.
He does have a slash draw in hand, so we could draw 2 cards and potentially draw into it and play those cards, but you never know.
Definitely. And I believe that Dark Knight Lance is a level 2, so it's got 4,000 BP, and Jason's just deciding whether to block with his white spirit or whether to let the damage through. I don't see many effects in Jason's hand, except we do have that charged draw, but he's not going to use it to gain BP.
And it looks like Jason's in a gambling mood. He wants to see himself draw that big 8-cost bomb. It's going to heal him back to 5, and we don't see it. His best bet at this stage is to go into that charge draw 2 cards, and hopefully see it. But, will it be enough? I don't know.
Yeah, Jason definitely has a lot of cores to be able to spend, so he does have that chance to kind of push through.
He's got roughly 13 to 14 cores available to him, with 2 more on his spirits. But will it be enough? We just can't tell at this stage. But he is thinking of playing that slash draw there, so he will be able to draw 2 cards.
Yeah, he's put the charge draw in front of his hand. He's just hovering over, making that last second decision whether to play it or not.
I think Jason sort of knows if he can't see this card, that's it. He's out. He's done for the count.
Yeah, we
There we
will
go.
see the charge draw come down here. So we'll pay 3 for it. We're going to draw 1 ace. He's not showing us what he has. He wants to keep it a secret. And we saw another charge draw, and it doesn't look like it's the 8 cost there at all.
He definitely won't be able to get this combo off at all now, even with the charge draws. It's too much cores that he needs to spend.
Yep. One, that's a not it. That's a not it. No, we saw a Burning Force, I believe it's called, and another 1 cost. He can try go wide, but we do know that there's an absolute ice shield in that burst.
And another 2 in his hand,
Yeah.
which is incredible. He has had such insane luck these last 2 games, or it may not be luck. It may just be that his deck building is so much better than everyone else's that he's going to see these cards.
Yeah, well, one thing we do see from his deck is all 5 cards that we can currently see on the field say draw a card in some sort of capacity. So I suppose he does have increased odds to see these incredibly impactful cards.
That's right. With 23 minutes left in the round, we've got plenty of time to be able to push these forward.
So we see another one of these white spirits comes down. So this one's going to come down for a cost of 2, which it's one that cannot have its cores reduced. So it's a bit harder to remove it from play. So it's essentially another free block. But looking at Jason's hands, we don't see that absolute ice shield in his hand. So it's going to be quite hard for him to defend another turn, especially if we see a couple of attackers in Sue's hand. But it may just be a couple of draw passes that we see in a row. The other thing to note is these last 2 cards which have been played down here by Jason. They do not have protection from removal, so we will most likely see in some way, shape or form to try to remove those cores from them to be able to draw off the purple smoke valleys.
That is correct.
Sorry, my bad.
Having 5 cards on field, it is where you sort of want to be. But against purple, as you said, he's just going to be able to remove the cores off of 2 of them, draw a couple of cards, and just threaten game from there. It is a very scary position for Jason, and it's going to be a hard one to go.
Yeah, Jason just considering whether it's worth getting an attack through. Kind of wants to leave those blockers up. He kind of wants to burn this absolute ice shield that's in the burst. It's just a very difficult place to be in, and we're swapping over where our red core is.
Yeah. He's got plenty of time to think it out as well, which he definitely needs to do. He needs to figure out what he wants to do in this matchup. All right, and opting to swing for the middle card there, taking the life. Will he do the absolute ice shield? Nope. No. He's just going to try and bait Jason into swinging again. No, instead, Jason is just passing, giving the purple player an extra turn with his 3rd absolute ice shield.
It is definitely a way to play the game, to try and keep baiting your opponent to play to keep swinging, even though you have absolute ice shield. And we will see the, I believe that is the immortal card that comes down.
Yeah, it gets rid of 2. Yeah, it gets rid of 2 cores.
No, that's the one that will just KO something which is exhausted. So we will not see the draws off the purple smoke valleys today. So with 3 spirits on the board, Jason has 4. So we can't push through that last damage at the moment, but we can try get our spirits to have a high enough BP that they can swing through. And Jason has to block and loses his own spirits.
That's right. And with no absolute ice shield in hand, it's even worse. Now with the Camelot Knight coming down, he's going to have that curse on it as well. He will be able to kill any card that gets blocked.
Yeah, we do see 3 cores on Camelot Knight, which I find quite amusing, especially because it only needs 2 for it to be it does need 3 for it to be a level 2. So we just want that extra 1,000 BP on Camelot Knight. And I think that's so the skillless can't block the Camelot Knight, and the Camelot Knight die as well.
That's right. And it looks like Jason just scooping here. So
Yeah.
we have seen a Pebble player take this match out 2-0. Unfortunately for Jason, he just didn't see what he needed to be able to push forward. But nevertheless, Jason has played an amazing game, and so has the Pebble player.
Yeah, it just shows how... It goes to show how strong Purple is. I think on stream, Purple and White have won virtually almost every game they've been featured. And it just...
Yeah, I think so.
It shows that these are the colors to be playing, and it kind of goes back to Luke, you know, doing that cheeky why not both kind of situation.
Yeah, purple, white.
That taco ad from the early 2000s, the Pocono Dos, why not both? Love to see it here from all our players, and I'm very excited to see what we'll see in top 8.
That's right, definitely keen to see it. Now, after that game, we are going to go into top 8, but we will have a short break until then. But other than that, though, Max, before we get going, how did you find that match?
Yeah, it was pretty cool to see. It just, to me, that was a very Purple-dominated match.
Yes.
It was able to keep removing the cores from all of Jason's cards, as well as keep on drawing a large amount of cards.
Yeah, that's right. So it was able to just continue on and just push through every single attack that Jason had, which was incredibly strong that we'd seen from that player.
Yeah, cool. So we do have a little bit of time left in the round, and as I don't know how much time we're going to have in Top Cut, and we do have a couple of extra packs lying around, Tyson, I feel like we should try crack a couple more.
Why not? Let's get the rest of the box open. We do have a lot of time left, so why not? We'll split these packs up and we'll go into however much we have left. I'll let you open the first one, Max.
All right, I'll go for it.
So what have we got here?
Well, I have a Pentaceratop.
That is crazy. There's
So-
your half.
Thank you very much. It's another one of these pterosaurs, and I have a shiny card at the back. But you always get a foil card in each of the packs, which is really cool to see. Just going to get rid of my blue core there.
I'm just going to go for the back one.
We're just going for the
so
back?
we have received one of the X's, Dinosaur Javier Turbo Rex. So that one is the white one, 6 cost, as you can see there. It has the Ascend, cost 3 or more, and with the level 1, 2, and 3 effect during the opponent's attack step, you may select one of your opponent's spirits at the start of the step. If possible, that spirit must attack first this step. And with a level 2 and level 3 effect, when this spirit attacks, select one of your opponent's spirits that does not have Ascend and return it to their hand, which can be quite strong in some cases.
Yes, it can be a very controlling card, as we see with what White likes to do. I have a rare, which is a Flame Emperor Agenfon, which is a really cool-looking card. I've got no clue how to pronounce it. It has a cool when summon that it gets to destroy 4,000 or less. And I have a Foil Countersword, which is a card that we do see played a little bit today.
Definitely.
It's a very, very nice card.
All right, going to the next ones. We'll quickly get them done so we can get things all ready to go. Under the back, I'll quickly flip it. Just a foil. That is the Dragno Guard. So it's the level 3 red card that says, well, this spirit attacks. When this spirit destroys one of your opponent's spirits via comparing BP, select one of your opponent's nexuses and destroy it. That's a level 1, 2, and 3 effect.
Now, I've got a red Deadly Balance, which is one of the purple cards that we did see played a lot throughout today, and it was showed on that last stream match, and we got a foil Nexus here, which is this Sacred Thundering Peaks.
That is correct. Let's get cracking into these, Max. Why not? Onto the back. I just like the foils. We've got a Nebula Dragon. So there's another red card. I've seen to gotten 3 red foil cards so far. So it's a level 2 effect. When this spirit attacks, count this spirit symbol as 2 red symbols if it has a soul core. Which is, I haven't really seen much you could do with that, to be honest.
No, but it is a level 6 dragon, so it can be used to ascend into the big 8 cost. We do have a purple rare here and a foil Penten. We got to appreciate how cute this little penguin is.
I'll definitely be playing Penten in my deck.
All right, well, Tyson may have to be stealing that one off me later today.
All right, let's get into the rest of them. We've got a couple more to go. Into the back of it, we've got just a foil Baldagor of the Dark World 7. I did open a alternate art of this one yesterday, and it is a beautiful card. The absolute, the insane artwork that you have got on this card in the alternate art is beautiful.
Yeah, and I am lucky enough to get a absolute ice shield. These are about $100, but this box has had 2 because we had the alternate art as well as this regular one. And then my foil is a flying turtle. Another one of these amazingly cute 2-cost cards. One thing I will quickly point out while Tyson is opening his next packs is at the back of every pack is a core card. So if you don't like using the cores that we've shown the blue ones, you can use these cards. So each of these are core cards. And then if you start to get too many cores, if you look at the back, these core cards have different numbers. So this one can be used as 4 cores. If you just kind of leave it there, this one can be used as 4, 4, and 2. So you do have different options you can use as these core cards.
Lovely. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my last 2 packs and combine them as a sort of mega pack, as you'd say. So we're going to go through all the cards so we can get an idea of what we've actually got. And the last 4 cards will be the rares. So we've got the King Harold, not Halberd, Scythejaw, Lumen Angel Suriel, don't know how I got that, Nebula Dragon, you got the Arcana Soldier, Sink, I think, yep, Sink, yes, let that sink in. Flame Breath, Type 9, Take 90 Tank Bramil, I can't pronounce these things anymore. We've got Ancient Amethyst Palace, Starblessed Draw, great card, Volcanic Canyon, Werewolf Commando, Gale Yale, I think it's called. Yep, Gale Yale. Bit of a tongue twister. The Head Ice Maid Fuller, that's the one that Jason played in the last match that was able to keep his spirits alive with the Soul Core. We do have a Bearded Eagle, another Where Stars Are Born, Pentan Chick that is played in yellow. And that one's actually pretty decent. So it's when during your turn when you use a magic card, count each symbol on your Lyric Bird spirits as 2 symbols when calculating cost reduction. We do have a Suppression as well, which is just a brilliant card. It's absolutely insane what it can do. Castle, as I like to call it. We do have the Bython, a Phantasmal Paradise, and we get into the foil cards. We have the Dark Lantern Cavalier. That means we should have a card at the back. There we go. We have the Dread Knight Nemesis. Absolutely beautiful art on this card as well. When I was pulling these yesterday, I thought it was the alternate art. That is just how beautiful it looks, as you can see, Max.
Yeah, it is a very beautiful card, and we do see how amazing some of the texturing on these cards are.
Now, no alternate art on the last one, but we do have a foil cornered flame rat, which is very nice.
So I have done a similar thing to Tyson. I have combined my last 3 packs, and we're going to show off the rares and better. So we have a King Snake Quetzalcoatl, which has a when summoned, select a spirit with curse or blood curse in your trash and return it to your hand, which is a card we haven't seen utilized in purple, but then again, we haven't seen any of these blood curse cards be able to come out on stream. It also has a pretty cool when attack effect that you select one of your opponent's spirits that has 1 core on it and destroy it. Then we do have another rare, which is the Big Elephant, which has been shown on stream a bunch throughout the day. When destroyed, you get to draw 3 cards and gain 3 cores from the void. Then onto the foils, we do have a Emperor Beast Dilfazor, which is a red 3-cost. We have a Fortress of Still Leaves, which is one of the white Nexuses. We've seen a little bit on stream, not too much though. And then going in, we have a Hollow Big Bang Energy, which is a really cool card. It has an activate main during this turn. All Star Dragon spirits in your hand have a cost equal to your life. So when you get down really low, you can get the full combo out for as cheap as 2 in these red decks. And at the back, we have a X, which is the Archangel Archangel Mikhail. It has a really cool effect. When summoned, you reveal the top card of your deck for each yellow spirit and Nexus you control. Add all magic cards revealed there. And then if it's a level 2 and it has the Soul Core attached during either attack step, if this spirit has a Soul Core on it, you may use magic cards in your hand without paying a cost. And if you're attacking with something with Luster, you're going to get them all back at the end of the battle.
Lovely. So that was actually quite a good box with our X's and the alternate art Absolute Ice Shield. I believe that was one of the better boxes you could get. Unfortunately, no Saga Rare, but you know they are, as I've heard, 1 per case, so it's going to be pretty hard to get. So to whoever gets one, congratulations.
Yes, we were not lucky enough to be able to get the Saga Rare today, but we were able to get a bunch of really cool cards.
That's great. Now, I do believe we'll be running into a short break very shortly, and we'll just go to confirm that really quickly. But we are having a couple of more players just finishing their games off out in the background. and the judge team just walking around making sure everything is running smoothly, which they have been doing.
Yeah.
So very well done to them.
Definitely. We currently have the top 3 tables have all finished their game. So that's probably 4 of our top 8 players have already been locked in. And then we're going to see how the rest of these games are going on. We are seeing some quite intense games, quite intense faces from these players just looking out past this camera here.
100%. Seeing the last tables, the last 5 of the top 8 tables, they were all very intense matches because it's do or die here. Essentially, if they don't win, they're going to not be making top 8. And potentially they can't make top 8 because some of them are 4 wins and 2 draws. So that may not end up letting them get to top 8.
Yeah, definitely. All right, things looks like we're going to wrap it up here for a little bit, and we will be coming back after we get our prize distribution for all the participation and everyone who does not make the top cut today, and we'll be back for our first round of top 8.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Max.